Hey guys, it's me, Seren, back with another video. So this is going to be kind of a really quick review video of Proud Mary with Taraji P. Henson, which I saw Sunday night. I believe it came out on Friday. And a lot of you guys are asking me during Bees Bake, had I seen it and if I was going to review it. And I had not seen it yet when we did Bees Bake, but I actually ended up watching it after the live stream. And I'm not going to do this review in the good, the bad, and the ugly format because I don't know. I mean, hopefully you guys can like get it as I like talk a little bit more, but it's not really going to be like a review in the same sense of like most of my review videos that I do. Proud Mary is basically, it's like it's a shameless action movie. Like, it's an action fucking flick. So it kind of has like a really bare bones premise that is basically just a setup so that we could watch, Taraji P. Henson fuck shit up, basically, and like fuck people up and like kill people and like basically just like be a fucking badass. It's like Taraji on like her John Wick shit. Now, most of you guys, if you like have watched my live streams or if you're like familiar with me, you know that I loved John Wick. I am really into like action movies and fighting movies, and I'm really into like The Raid, and like I love Judge Dredd and like all that type of stuff. And this movie, Proud Mary, was like heavily influenced and inspired by like the old Blaxploitation films. So there's like kind of an old school vibe, but however, it is not a play-by-play recreation of one of those films. Getting back to the fucking Bruno Mars thing, as you guys have seen my video on, which I'm thinking of also doing a fucking video review on this fucking Nicki Minaj and Quavo video that's out right now. Because I actually feel like that, along with like a movie like Proud Mary, and like there's stuff out right now that I feel like is like a good example of like drawing inspiration from nostalgia without like non-creatively just like replicating shit. But like so maybe I might do a video review on that. But like you can clearly see like the influence of like the Blaxploitation films, like the old like Pam Grier, Foxy Brown, where you have this like badass, especially like black woman protagonist. And it was like so refreshing to see that up on screen, especially from Taraji, who, even though Taraji is like take no shit fucking badass, we still normally see Taraji in these kind of like, you know, very nurturing motherly roles, which I'm not gonna spoil this movie. I don't want to have like spoilers, so I'm not going to get like too much into the plot of this movie aside from like the action. But I am going to say that like Taraji's believable. Like, I know a lot of people that were wondering like, was Taraji going to be right for this role? Is she believable as like an action hero, an action star, you know, like just like, oh, people not being sure how they felt about her, you know, being cast in this role. And I felt like she was fucking awesome as Mary. I thought she was great. Like, I thought that the fight scenes and like the gun scenes were like choreographed really well, and that it's like super believable. You know, sometimes you watch it and it's like not believable. I felt like it was like super believable what she was doing, the way she was like moving her body and like using her body weight, because a lot of times too, like, maybe this is sexist, I don't know, you guys can let me know, but like sometimes I'm like watching like TV shows and movies and I see like a 5'0" chick that I'm supposed to believe is like whooping the ass of like a nigga that's like clearly the size of like a fucking football player, and it's just like not believable to me. But the way that they had, you know, Taraji kind of using her body and doing things, I thought was like really cool and believable. And just the action, like I love action, like I love violence. Like, I enjoy seeing guns and knives and people fist fighting. I don't know what that says about me. Like, I don't know, growing up in like violent ass American culture, like I'm into that shit. So, and again, it was just like super refreshing seeing it on screen with like a black woman represented. And I also think it's really interesting to see people kind of like, I don't want to call it nitpicking, but you know, like, okay, like the prime example of like the questioning of like, is Taraji like right for this role? I also recently watched American Assassin, which has Dylan O'Brien, who's the lead in Maze Runner, which I really enjoyed. And he also was the lead on Teen Wolf. He played Styles. Styles on Teen Wolf is like a funny, like goofy comedic character. I don't know about like the later seasons, but especially like the first like 3 or 4 seasons, he is not like a badass. He's not like beating people up, anything like that. So, but it wasn't like when he got cast in American Assassin, it wasn't like, or even when he got cast in Maze Runner, which was like a bit of more of a physical role, it wasn't like, oh my God, like goofy ass fucking Styles, Dylan O'Brien, like I don't believe it. Like we see so often these like movies that have these like white fucking male leads, you know, these white man protagonists. And even like to a certain extent, which I've talked about in other videos, like my Mad Max video, even like white women protagonists, especially these fucking brunettes, these like white girl brunettes in these like action roles, Hunger Games and Star Wars and Mad Max, and you know, like there's like an acceptable template for like an action star. And as always, you know, whiteness is invisible in this way that if you're white, you can do anything, you can be in any movie, and it's just like seen as something that we're just gonna like kind of blindly accept. And in that same vein, you have so many of these like white people action movies like American Assassin, like Taken with Liam Neeson, The Transporter with Jason Statham, which actually are movies that I do fucking like, that I enjoy, that it's like a flimsy ass premise, like The Transporter. You pick up the car, you drive the car, you know, you don't open the trunk, or like you don't look inside the fucking case. What happens? He looks in the case, he looks in the trunk. You know, madness ensues. Fucking Crank, where he gets hit with the drug, where he like has to keep the fucking adrenaline going or else he dies. You know, bare bones premise. American Assassin, which had the most ridiculous premise I've ever seen in my life. Random Middle Eastern people rolling up on a beach to like kill white people in Ibiza. It was a lot. It was like a lot, right? And I didn't like American Assassin all that much, but like really loose, flimsy plot lines, you know, with these like white protagonists that we're just supposed to like really kind of like suspend our disbelief and watch it and go along with it because they're like white and white people can like do anything. But I see a lot of people kind of like nitpicking and like picking apart Proud Mary and like asking all these questions. And it's just really interesting to see like that the questions are asked about like this movie. We can't just like strap in and just enjoy this movie for what it is when we're at, but we can like strap in and enjoy like other similar type of like action flicks just for what they are, you know, which is super interesting. And also there's a plot line in Proud Mary that's about like a whole family, like a whole team of like black assassins. Like the whole squad is like fucking black. That shit's cool. Like, I thought it was fucking cool. Again, as somebody that likes those type of movies, I was like, man, this shit is awesome. Like, I really enjoyed seeing it, and I thought Taraji did a great job. And if you like that kind of thing, like, again, like, this is not going to be, like, the best movie you've ever seen or, like, you know, anything like that. But if you like some mindless fun, like how I fuck, and you guys know, like, I fucked with Suicide Squad. Like, I fuck with mad mindless shit. Like, sometimes you do need to find a way to just, like, turn your fucking brain off for a while. If you want to see, like, some mindless fun or some action, or even if you just want to, like, see Taraji in a different role, if you want to see, like, a black woman protagonist in this type of role where she's really strong and assured of, like, but she still does, like, have her moments of vulnerability. I actually did feel like Mary was a fucking fairly, like, not fleshed out in terms of, like, you see all this backstory and motivation and da-da-da-da-da, but we see her have, like, a full range, a full spectrum of emotions. It's the kind of role that's normally reserved for, like, a Liam Neeson or a Jason Statham or, I don't know, pick one, a white guy named Chris. And I think it's kind of making people uncomfortable maybe to see Taraji P. Henson in this kind of role. But I thought she was a fucking badass, and I thought she did great. And again, it was really nice to not see a white man or like a brunette white woman up on my screen kicking ass for a change. I enjoyed it. Like, and they also did give the trailer for that Gabrielle Union shit that's coming out, which is like another like action, kind of like action movie, which I will probably see. But I liked Proud Mary. I kind of feel like I like maybe what it represents or just how it made me feel. I think I'll probably see it again because I really did enjoy it. And there are really some scenes towards the end where I was like, oh, like Taraji really on her John Wick shit. Like I fucked with it. I really fucked with it. I liked it a lot. So I know this isn't like a full review the way that I like normally do, but I don't really want to review I don't really want to get into like the plot and like all that type of stuff. I just kind of wanted to talk about the dynamic of seeing Taraji, you know, of seeing a Black woman, but like especially like Taraji, who has been typecast, who people are used to seeing in a certain role, doing something different, and especially a role that we don't normally see Black women represented in. And I just really did like it a lot. I thought it was great. I would love to see more movies like this in the future. So just a quick little review. If you guys have seen it, let me know what you guys think in the comments, as always. Hopefully you guys are having a great week so far. Yeah, let me know. Did you guys see it? Did you like it? It just came out. Like, I know some of you guys be like on your shit. Like, oh, I already saw it 3 times. I'd be like, it just came out 20 minutes ago. How? So if you've seen it, let me know what you think in the comments. If you haven't seen it, please no spoilers. There will be some links in the description box. Food for thought as always. See you guys next time. Peace.